We're going to take a look at tables in Excel. If you'd like to play with the same file that I have, this is the address to get it: old.briarcliff.edu/departments/cis/excel/database/advising.txt. This is an ordinary text file, and however, you can tell by looking at it that it appears that tabs have been inserted here to line up the data, and that is the case. This is a tab delimited file. It doesn't quite line up right because some of the words are a little bit long and they push you over to the next tab stop, but this is a file that can easily be copied into Excel. So I'm going to select the whole thing here. You can also do Control A instead of dragging the mouse. And then we're going to copy it to the clipboard by typing Control C. And then I'm going to open up Excel here. Okay, I've got Excel open, and now we're going to paste in the data. Now, if you just do an ordinary paste, like this, or like this, doesn't really matter. These are just formatting differences. It all ends up going in one column. Everything's in column A here, so I'm going to do a Control Z to undo that, and another Control Z to get rid of the data. And now we're going to take a look at Paste Special. And you know, sometimes the only way you can figure this out is just by trying some of the options and see what happens. We're going to try text here. I think either Unicode text or plain old text will work, and click on OK. And when you do it that way, it is smart enough to figure out that this stuff goes in column A, this stuff goes in column B, and so on. Okay, so this is a table. Let's make these a little bit wider here so we can see the column headings. Okay, and this is a table. A table is made up of rows. Sometimes the rows are called records. It's made up of columns. All of the same type of data is in a column. This is the first name column. And the first row of the table has column labels. Okay. This is the type of data that you would want to use for the items on the Data tab here. Sorting and filtering are the two things that you would want to do frequently with a table like this. And but we're going to look at another way. You can just take the data here. You can go directly to the Data tab, and you can do the sort and filter stuff in this group here, and you can sort it alphabetically or reverse alphabetically, or you can sort it on more than one column if you want to, or you can filter it. But before we do that, we're going to go back to our Home tab here, and we'll take a look at another option. There's an option here called Format as Table, and you just have to have the cursor in the data here if the data is all contiguous, which it probably should be if you're doing a table. And click on Format as Table, and you can pick a formatting option, and I'm going to pick one of the medium ones here. This will give me banded rows. Actually, some of the light ones do as well. But I want banded rows, and I also want the headings to look a little bit different. And it looks like in light here you get one or the other. You can get dark background for the headings, but you don't get banded rows, or you can get banded rows, but you don't get dark backgrounds for the headings. So we'll just go down here and we'll pick this table style. And it says where's the data, and if it doesn't guess correctly, you can correct it. And your table should have headers. If it doesn't, you'll need to put them in. And click on OK. And now we have a table, and the Table Tools button comes up here. And there are some advantages to creating a table, creating an official table in Excel like we just did. One is it makes the data look like a table. You get the banded rows if you want. You don't necessarily have to pick that. We could have gone over here and you know, just done something real simple like this one. And most of the examples here you do get banded rows, but there are a few, I guess. Well, there's one here where you don't get banded rows, and I guess there's a few others here where you don't get banded rows. But they generally make it a little bit easier to read. So we're going to go back to the one we picked here at the beginning. So it formats the table. It gives you banded rows. It formats the headings differently, so it actually looks like a table. It puts these down arrows here that allow you to do things like sorting and filtering. We'll just click on a down arrow here, and we'll do a quick sort, and we'll put them in alphabetical order by first name. So the A's are at the top, and the Z's are down at the bottom. and it keeps all of the data together. So all of this data here belongs to Abraham Lincoln. All of this data belongs to Andrew Jackson, and that's the way it works with a table. You have related information on a row, and you want to keep all of that data together. Another thing you can do here is you can also do a filter. Now I've got another video on filtering, so we'll just do a real quick one here. Let's say I want to see the business administration majors. I just turn that checkbox on, and I can do filtering. I'm going to clear the filter. Now, the two things that I just did are also available if you go to the Data tab here. You know, you can put the cursor in any column, and you can do a sort, A to Z, Z to A, or multiple columns. You can also do filtering. Now, you see filtering here right now is turned on. It's green, but I can click on it and turn it off. And basically what that does is it adds or removes these arrows here. If I turn it back on again, the down arrows appear. But that happens automatically for you if you tell Excel that you want to format its table. Okay. Some other things you can do with a table. You see this little arrow in the corner down here that marks the bottom of the table, and you can resize the table simply by grabbing this corner, get a two-headed arrow, and move it up or down. If you decide that you want to add more records, another way to add more records without actually moving that arrow is just hit the tab key, and it'll open up a new line for you and let you put in some new stuff. And I'm just going to tab through this real quickly here, and when I get to the end of that line, if I hit tab again, now I get another blue line. I don't really want those two lines to be part of my table, so I'm going to grab that mark and drag it back up to the bottom of row 44, and now I'm back to my original table. If you are in the table here and you have table tools up here and you click on the design tab, there are some options. You can add a total row if you want down here at the bottom. It's adding up these numbers, which doesn't really make any sense, but you can add that. You can make the first column look different if you have column headings or row headings there, but we don't have that. You can make the last column look different real easily. And so it does a lot of format. Most of the stuff it does for you basically has to do with formatting, but it also does this business here of making it easier to do sorting and filtering. Another thing that's easy to do with tables is you can go to any column here or any cell in a table, and you can right click, and it will give you the option of inserting columns. Your only choice here is to the left, or you can insert a new row if you want to, and your only choice here is to insert a row above, so you need to make sure that you position the cursor correctly before you do that. It also makes it real easy to delete rows and columns, and it also makes it easy to select rows and columns of the entire table here as well. So if you format as a table, there are some advantages as opposed to just leaving it as an ordinary Excel range. Now, if you decide that you don't want it to be a table anymore, you want to get rid of these bands and you want it to be ordinary data, the option here is on Table Tools. Cursor has to be in the data here for Table Tools to appear. And click on Convert to Range, and it'll ask you to verify that, and you say yes, and it converts it to a range. And if I go down here to the lower right hand corner now, you see there is no little arrow at the bottom. It's still formatted, though. It is not smart enough to undo the formatting apparently, so what we have to do here is select the whole thing. I could have also done Control A and tell it that I do not want any fill here, and this text apparently was white before. I had a dark blue background, and so what I also need to do here is I need to go and make this automatic, and now it's just an ordinary range. And you can still go here and do stuff with data if it's an ordinary range as well. You just lose a few of those features that you have if you had defined it as a table to begin with. And that's pretty much how tables work in Excel.